Hoorah! Chris, Alan, some critics saying they don't like this movie. What do you think, Chris? I don't know what they're talking about. This movie has layers. What do you think, Alan? Or go fuck yourself! Stand-up guys. So yeah, those are the three main actors in the movie. Al Pacino, famous for movies like Devil's Advocate, The Godfather series, Scent of a Woman. Christopher Walken, who just did Seven Psychopaths, and Alan Arkin, who just did Argo, nominated for his Best Supporting Actor role. And now they do this movie together. Al Pacino is Valentine, who just got out of prison for a robbery. And he's staying with his best friend Doc, played by Christopher Walken. And Doc's been told by Mark Magaloy's character Claphans, he's a mob boss or some type of crime boss, to kill him because his son got killed in the robbery. By 10 a.m. or you're dead too. And Alan Arkin is Hirsch, the best friend of Val and Doc, and he's in a nursing home and they end up, quote, rescuing him. You got Julie Mangaloy's in the movie as Nina, Hirsch's daughter, and she's pretty good in the movie. Addison Timlin is Alex, a waitress who has a special connection to Doc, which I do not want to give away. Spoiler. And Al Pacino knows, Val knows that Doc is going to kill him. He figures it out all on his own. And so he wants to have like a last day on earth kind of thing. So he goes to a burlesque, has some fun. Burlesque is run by Lucy Punch, very sexy lady. And two women that are at work at the burlesque are Vanessa Bertolo playing Sylvia and Catherine Winnick playing Oksana. Both of them are very sexy ladies. And Alan Arkin ends up going to that burlesque too and having a little fun. No, we do not actually get to see the scenes. I'm actually glad we don't, because seeing old men having sex with young ladies is kind of like a picture I do not want to see. Though the lady's very sexy, just obviously these men are, that gives off a bad image. But that's kind of typical for Al Pacino to want to do. And I can see why some critics may not like this movie. I mean, obviously the imagery of old men having sex with very young women is one thing. The fact that Al Pacino's character breaks his parole a lot in this movie, stealing a car, breaking into a pharmacy to get some prescription drugs, one of them being a prescription drug that helps get his libido working. Meanwhile, Doc is taking some prescriptions for his hypertension and other stuff. Well, one's for his ulcer. And then there's one scene where Al Pacino's actually taking the drugs that Doc stole for himself and busting them into powder on the bar and sniffing them like they're cocaine. So that's probably another reason why critics didn't like this movie. And yeah, probably just the fact that you're taking Alan Arkin's character out of a nursing home and Alan Arkin's character is being kept alive by an oxygen tank. That's another reason why, probably. And they don't take the oxygen tank with them. That's probably another reason why critics didn't like this movie. But I like the movie. Maybe it's because I loved the three main actors so much and I couldn't visualize myself giving them a bad rating. Maybe that's why I like this movie so much. And these are three legends, and they're very old, so they're very limited to the kind of roles they can do now. I don't think you're going to see many movies from Al Pacino that are as good as Devil's Advocate, The Godfather, or Scent of a Woman ever again. Maybe you might. Christopher Walken, you probably can get some good roles out of him with, and Alan Arkin, you can probably still get some good roles out of him too. But if this was a movie where this was the last day on Earth, I think this would be a good movie to like send them off to the sunset kind of deal. And this film takes a couple stabs at the Scent of a Woman movie. You have Alan Arkin driving a car, and he says he wants to go onto the highway, and he's not going to ask twice, which reminded me of that scene where Al Pacino's driving the car, and he said he wanted to do a left turn, and he's not asking twice about it. Where the left turn is. Remember, in that movie, he was playing a blind man. And there's another scene, I think that kind of reminds me of Scent of a Woman, where Al Pacino's dancing with a very young lady. Slow dance, not a tango dance like he did in Scent of a Woman, but it kind of reminded me of that scene. So I've given the movie an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Not a great movie, but and not a bad film either, but a good film. I'd say I'd recommend it as a rental, not as a movie you should see in the theater. And that's my review of Stand Up Guys. Hoo-ah!